This is the Stop Woke Act. You got your Ronnie DeSantis here. Apparently, woke is an acronym because it's got like periods here, even though it doesn't
Man,
have the periods here, so that's fun.
can we just go back to SJWs?
Nope. And then we got this poor kid who's been set up by his family to hold this
Damn it.
card, which has a cancel sign over CRT. So,
The kid on the left with the conservative shirt also looks. I don't know.
we
Something's wrong with that.
we will get
Those
to
facial
hear.
expressions there.
I think we get to hear from her. So let's.
That other guy, that guy on the left that has a real big belt buckle for him being a teenager, or at least he looks like a teenager, I guess.
I do appreciate. Nam already has pointed this out, but it does seem like Ron DeSantis signed the protest sign, and he also signed this one here. I don't know why
yeah.
Ron DeSantis is signing the signs, but there
I
you
think
go.
that's maybe part of the print.
Unless
Yeah,
it's
it's
his
part of the print.
branding, yeah. He just
Yeah.
brands all the signs and then hands it out to the protesters. That's when you know that it's authentic and organic. Authentic and organic. Now, I also want to mention before we watch this, I'm pretty sure the rebel employee Yankee Pollock now lives in Florida because pretty much the only content he releases now is from Florida, even though he used to be based out of Montreal. So, interesting thing to note, but this is going to be a piece by Yankee Pollock in Florida covering the release of this bill, I guess. The Stop Woke Act.
We
Who writes these
believe
things?
that this corporate CRT, it's basically corporate sanctioned racism, and they're trying to shove it down
What?
these employees' throats.
Yeah, it's corporate sanctioned racism that they're trying to shove down their employees' throats, which is why we, libertarian conservatives who are pro-business, are going to prevent them from doing things.
Yeah, my brain is getting. Oh my god, you assholes! Stick to a fucking side. Do you want a business to do whatever the fuck they want, or do you not? Oh my
Only
god.
when it does pro-white things.
Duh.
We believe that that violates the Florida civil rights laws, but to the extent it doesn't, we're going to make sure that the law does include this into these laws so that,
Shove
that
it down my throat,
employees have
Daddy.
an ability to protect themselves against this kind of really, which is harassment.
Harassment. Oh my. So,
Oh jeez.
granted, there's a mixed data on the effectiveness of like racial debiasing training given at like workplaces and stuff like this. But I am not an authority on this and will not like chime in that I know for sure that it's effective at mitigating racism in the workplace or not. Okay? But the idea that it's a civil rights issue because it's actually racist to do that, and not only that, it should be counted as harassment, is a little fucked up. You know? Getting in a room and going, hey, did you know that there are structural reasons for why black wealth is lower than the wealth of white people? Oh no, I'm being harassed! Oh no! Or having someone in a seminar going be like, did you know that sometimes in ways you act with your other colleagues, it can come off racist? And they're like, no! You're now being racist to me! We need to pass the Stop Woke Act! And what shade do we think is most represented in this room? Shade and age. Which shade and age is represented in this room right now?
I don't think it's anything that we can comment on.
No. Oh, true.
Lots of sodium.
If only there was a word we could use that was not banned on Twitch. If only.
Baked bread product.
Oh my god. Could you oh my, I want to joke about this so much, but I'm worried. I'm worried about the potential.
So
Wonder
silly.
bread.
Breaded Americans? What about breaded Americans?
All
Oh
right.
my god. All right. You
All
you
right.
get you can feel what the joke potentially is.
Yeah, we rest on implication
Yeah.
here, not.
Can you be banned for implication?
We'll
Watch
do it in
like
the after show.
Twitch starts banning people for like thought crimes. The
Oh,
mere
no.
act that we implied it is sufficient.
Wait, free speech warriors should help us, right? Right?
No, that's the S word. Stop it. You're saying the S word. That's taboo. It's not allowed. Median age is 65. True.
So I, for one, will not stand idly by while those that want to spew their
Jeanette Nunez, Lieutenant Governor of Florida. This person is special.
venom and destroy our country
Venom.
have a platform here in Florida. And I know we have a governor that will not
Aren't you
stand by.
suckers,
He
like,
fights every
in
single
favor
day.
of free speech?
And I'm thrilled
Oh
that
my
you all are
God.
here to join us on this journey to make sure that
Can you
our
pause,
efforts
sorry?
will
Yeah, go for it.
Can you go back like 2 seconds? Like even now, just like the expression on the black lady's face right there.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
she
looks
has
in
looked
pain.
so uncomfortable this whole time. It's really like
In fairness,
This
too,
looks like it hurts.
they were not giving her enough money to be here. Like
this person speaking has a very weird cadence. Like, it's clearly like she's trying to read us. She practiced reading the script, but not sufficient enough. So you could tell there's like a lack of confidence there because it almost feels like she keeps feeling like she needs to like, go down and like read the notes kind of thing. It's a very weird cadence.
want to
I
spew
wonder
their
how
venom
many
Oh,
and
sorry.
I wonder how many hardened small bread brands Amazon would ban before eventually be like, oh no, the food cracker ad revenue is going down or something.
I thought someone too, like, because the question is like, in what context? Because when Vosh got banned, Vosh didn't use it derogatorily in the ways, so like Hassan got banned and like people suspected because like he said it to someone, like, you're a C-word, right? Vosh was just C-word or even talked about the food. And yet he still got the ban. And now apparently people were getting banned for using the S word, which is a type of C word. So who the fuck knows anymore? I think Twitch has just lost its fucking mind. Ritz Bits is perfectly fine. There's a bunch of Ritz Bits in this room right now. Just a series of Ritz Bits in this room right now. All right, back to the show here. Jeanette Nunez, what do you got to say about yourself? And also, let's talk about Yeehaw Boy over here with an American belt buckle too. Brilliant, fucking brilliant. Yeehaw!
destroy our country have a platform here in Florida. And I know we have a governor that will not.
Can we also, so not only this person, but Ron DeSantis standing there like a fucking robot.
That's our future president right there.
Don't look at
stand
anyone.
by.
Don't
He
blink.
Yeah.
Not to attract attention.
And it's weird to stand with that face while this person is praising you.
fights every single day. And I'm thrilled
Look at
that
her.
you all are here to join us on this journey to make sure
Oh,
that our efforts
oh.
will keep Florida not only free, but woke free. Thank you all so
Oh
very
my
much.
God.
We have
What?
Not only free,
Oh
but
my God.
free of woke people.
Full.
So it's
So they
not
want dead
free
people
to
or
be
sleeping
woke.
people?
No, even if you take it to be like woke, like
Yeah,
you're
yeah, I know
socially
what they
aware,
mean,
but
though.
but
Yeah,
you're just
yeah.
like, so you're saying you should be free to do whatever you want, unless you want to like practice social justice in any capacity, and in that case, you're not free. Right? Like,
These idiots
do they
complain
not
about
know?
1984, but they're doing the 1984. Oh.
No, but it's so amazing that like she had that in the same sentence, where you can be free and free from the woke. So it's like,
Woke,
we're
yeah.
going to keep out this extra thing here, yet we're actually being free by silencing other people. I fucking
Like I
hate
said,
these people.
they complain about 1984, but they're doing the 1984. Like, fuck.
But this is the thing that like really frustrates me, because this is the move that they keep making, and it's like the public is just so incapable of understanding what's going on here. Doug Ford did this shit. Doug Ford had their free speech policies that were being pushed onto campuses. And then when people like criticized it, the response from a lot of people were like, what? Like, aren't we for free speech? Are you against free speech? And it's like, the policies were saying that you're not allowed to like criticize the speech of others. You're not allowed to protest the speech of others, which is also free speech. So it's like,
Yeah,
it's just because it's labeled free speech does not mean that like it actually is doing free speech, you know? But like they fall for it every time. Everyone's like, well, it's named free speech. So since it has free speech in the name, clearly it's about freedom. And she just said it was about it's freedom. They're creating freedom by oppressing other people, but it's freedom. It says it's right there. It's freedom.
1984.
It really, it is. It's the double
This is
speak.
frustrating. It's
Yeah.
frustrating me though. It's like so fucking like bass backwards.
Yeah.
Fought back. We've proven it that this state is not going to just let the Biden administration trample our rights, our liberties as Floridians.
We're out here supporting Governor DeSantis because Governor DeSantis is leading this country.
Just gonna acknowledge the blank expressions on her face as she stands beside this guy who's also just like, I really like the sound of my own voice.
And other states need to start following his example.
Yankee Pollock here for Rebel News. I am in the room where Governor Ron DeSantis just finished giving a press conference where he announced that it will ban critical race theory in places of work and schools. I got to speak with the Lieutenant Governor.
What was that?
I'm just like, it's been done before too, and it's like it's done enough that it's effectively like a bit, and it's like you ask these people what CRT is and where exactly it's taught, and like what curriculum it's taught in, and they won't give you the right answer, or they'll give you a blank answer.
It's teaching people to be racist against white people, didn't you know?
Duh.
What did Biden do with CRT that I missed? He's the embodiment of CRT. I mean, didn't you see the race of his vice president? Checkmate. Checkmate. Who was he the vice president of? Clearly, he's been infected with the CRT. It's transferred to him.
Check out this video.
Important legislation that will provide tools to our parents, our
Look at how horrifying this is. Why would... For one, let's just appreciate the shape of DeSantis' face on this banner right now.
That is a huge, holy fuck, that big.
What is happening in Florida? What is happening?
What is Florida?
Why did they need to create this banner? Thank you, Governor Ron DeSantis, for keeping Florida.
Not
Florida
woke.
free. No, free. They're keeping it free.
That will provide tools to our parents, our students,
Jesus.
our employees. It is so important to make sure that we do not allow this type of discrimination. The same people that want to push Latinx and peddle that dangerous ideology that has its roots in critical race theory, I'll tell you something.
The people who want to push Latinx and that other dangerous stuff.
Oh my God.
I do. The whole Latinx thing is kind of like really poorly thought out on the Democrats' part. Like, it isn't something that can be pronounced in Spanish. That's like the easy, like that's like the flat out like, why choose this type of thing. But then also like, I don't know, it's, you have to get into linguistics issues with that, but also like it is kind of being like, it's not something that's popularly used by America's like Latina like community, Hispanic community, is generally like I think the term that they use, which is already fucking gender neutral.
Yeah, I don't.
And like there are arguments within like Argentina and Chile where like there are like people who favor Latin with an E because one, it can be pronounced, and two, like it's a lot easier to grammatically work into sentences versus Latinx, which has like, you know, it doesn't flow quite as well and everything. I don't know. Yeah,
My
whatever.
It's a
my
language thing,
only
but yeah.
my only thing with it is that I know there are some people who prefer it who happen to be a part of that community. And so it's like for me, it's like it almost isn't my struggle. So it's like whatever. Whatever you want to be called, I'll call you it. You know what I mean? I guess the difference is whether or not I'm not familiar with it, but I guess like the Democrats adopted it in some capacity. And like
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
that's like overstepping some things considering how it's like not as widely adopted by the community itself. But like otherwise it's like at the end of the day, like the way they're framing it here is that like simply using Latinx is dangerous.
That's what kind of like shook me there too, because I was like, why was that mentioned?
Because granted, everything you said, Vienna, which I know to be true, is like that these are discussions, ongoing discussions that always happen when like words get created and changing norms and shift and like all that stuff, right? And so it's like people could debate this and you know, if people want to identify as such, then welcome to the changing norms of society. And yet then they come along and go, it's tearing apart the fabric of society and we're all gonna die. We need to ban it immediately. We need to stop. We need to stop. We're changing things too fast. It's just really ridiculous. I think she is mentioning it to signal that she is the good Hispanic that can be trusted. Quite possible. Quite possible.
Critical race theory is basically Marxism. The same
Oh,
Marxism that ushered in brutality.
Drink.
It came back
Damn
at the perfect moment.
Cubans.
Oh god. So going back again too, it's like ask them what Marxism is, and you'll get a wrong answer.
No, I'll tell you exactly what she'll tell you. Critical race theory.
Oh.
That's what Marxism is.
Yes.
And what's critical race theory? Marxism.
Being woke. No,
I
no,
mean-
it's a three-way circle. It's being woke, being Marxist, and being CRT. It circles that way.
Considering
You gotta-
where in the country they are, I would say that her answer would actually probably be Marxism is when you take away my daddy's plantation or my granddaddy
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
So
Yep, all the
I think Viking Man, you have to work in some point of that trifecta. You have to work in the War on Christmas.
Well, that's kind of like overarching. It goes across.
Fair
all
enough.
of
Fair
them.
enough. That's more seasonal. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's seasonal, but it's always there too.
I think that word is banned only in terms of who uses it towards who. I think the last checkup on that, Vienna.
okay.
Either way, so what's
slur check? Slur check.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we get a mulligan, Twitch. It was just a slur check, okay?
Yes. Well, listen, we don't know who typed that out. You know, this is just a random mod that we have.
Oh my God.
Just like asking about the Spanish word for worms, you know?
That's just a mod asking how to moderate the channel. It's all good.
Yeah, exactly.
I just love how like unnuanced this has to be, you know? Like if you think about it, this is a state's government. She's like a lieutenant for the fucking government. I can't remember her exact position. So it's like it's just kind of fucked up cuz like usually you will get this kind of shit from people but it'll be couched in like other stuff. Like Peter Fragiskatos would probably agree broadly with what she just said here, you know? he's my MP, but he would word it more carefully, I think, where she's just like, critical race theory is communism, which is brutal and hurts people. And that's all she has to say.
You're just running a political campaign on buzzwords. Like, I know it's usually the case, but like, holy crap, this is on steroids.
But it's
Critical
like,
race theory is Marxism, is communism, and that's killed 10 billion people.
but that's the thing. It's buzzwords that fit into like what Vienna was hitting upon, which is like a populace that has been prone to think and feel certain things that you don't need to say anymore. You say communist, and a lot of Cuban Floridians have thoughts about that, you know?
Yeah. This is your brain on buzzwords.
Yeah.
Or this is your brain on populism. Sorry.
We're the Freedom Party, which is why we're saying stop for something.
Yeah. Thought control. Like
yeah, I know.
Oh my god, this is 19 they're doing the 1984 is becoming a thing. I'm going to be pointing out every time.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Many
hate it.
companies are being pushed by the Biden administration to implement vaccine mandates and all of that stuff. How could Florida fight back?
We have fought back. We've proven it that this state is not going to just let the Biden administration trample our rights, our liberties as Floridians. And so the governor not only has implemented executive orders, apart from that, we had a special session that said they cannot mandate vaccines as a condition of employment. In addition, we are also battling this in the court. So it's almost like a multi-pronged approach that this governor is using to protect Floridians' rights and their liberties, and we're not going to stop, and we're going to continue to push every step of the way.
Like,
okay. Sorry.
She is framing it entirely around Floridians, not as Americans, not
States
as
rights, so.
Yeah, but it's not like, Floridian Americans or like, we're protecting Florida and America. Like, it's purely framed around Florida, which is kind of interesting, just in the sense of like not identifying with the rest of the country.
Well, that's the fun dynamic too. Is like if it's a case of if it's a president you like, you're part of the country. If it's a president that's doing stuff you don't like, your states' rights now come into effect. It's always that's a game that's always played.
True. I want Florida to declare independence.
That's what this is giving me a huge. Well, secede then.
It'll never happen.
That's all I want to
like
say.
here's what's fucked up about the Floridian situation. The governor's race, it was super close. Like DeSantis barely slipped in. So it's like it's amazing
how much purple state.
It's amazing how much leverage a bunch of like right-wing nut jobs get to have in that state. Like this is where like when it comes down to like the voting issue that we always go on about, would have I think it was Terry Gilliam. Would have Terry Gilliam governorship like saved the universe? No. Would it have saved Floridians' lives? Yes, because I guarantee you he would not have done the fucking the vaccine policy of just being like anything goes, come to Florida, spread disease,
do what you want, lol.
Yeah, so it's a little fucked up, and I think we did this comparison before, but like Florida almost has the same population as Canada, even though obviously Florida's a bit more dense, but they still have way more I think they have more deaths than we do. So
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
Oh, way more.
So fun.
We're always going to protect Floridians, especially
we're always
going to
protect Floridians, which is why we're letting them die.
Here in Florida is that you've got this Department of Justice
Personal rights,
inquiry
dude.
about whether parents are domestic terrorists. There was such backlash from the parent.
Parents, GOP accused DOJ of treating school protesters like domestic terrorists, and I want to say, because they are.
God.
They're like they are threatening people after these things, like basics. We know where you live. We're coming for you.
There's death threats.
Yeah.
Well, even too, it's like they'll do this too in like the States where it's like you're going to be part of the Nuremberg 2.0 or whatever, like whatever version of that. It's like one Nuremberg is like a world law, so you like if I went back in your history and you're like against the NWO or some bullshit, you should be against Nuremberg by logic. And then they end up saying, "Oh, we're going to hang those who killed people because this is going to be the new Nuremberg." It's like that's a threat of violence. Okay,
You'd
I'm
love
out.
this. One such
I
clash
checked.
came Thursday night at Fairfax County, Virginia, where irate parents marched into a school board meeting wearing shirts that read "Parents are not domestic terrorists." Parents, board members, and
Yeah.
students proceeded to argue passionately over racial education and library books promoting LGBTQ themes.
Oh my god.
You were going to say something,
I
Mita?
just checked. Yeah, I just checked the difference in deaths, and it's actually a smaller difference than I thought. Florida's had 62,000, and Canada has had 30,000.
Oh wow.
Well, it's twice, but like again, Florida's more dense.
But I mean, they're much more dense. Well, I mean, Canada is less dense, and it isn't like. I mean, if you didn't count the entire landmass of Canada, it's like actually more dense than you at first think because
Yeah.
like it's basically the southernmost
Cities.
100 kilometers.
Yeah.
True.
Community, from the student community, from even the teacher community, that they had to walk that back. And so now, even in Florida, even the unions in Florida have said that's a bridge too far. So when you've got the left-leaning union bureaucrats saying that was too
They're
far,
not all left-leaning.
you know you got a problem as the Biden administration. This has gone beyond public health. This has gone beyond protecting individuals. It's more about control. And so in order to maintain control, in order to be able to maintain
I vaguely remember that like Florida's vaccination rollout with the issues that they did have rolling it out too, but like as far as I remember, their vaccination rate was not bad, or am I misremembering something?
I don't
You maybe
know.
pull that one up. Yeah.
I don't know if Florida would have more comorbidities because they do have like a large older population, but I don't know. It's also a warmer climate. Like there's so many like things that play into it to do like
There's
a perfect
62%
Okay.
fully vaccinated in Florida.
Oof. Okay, it's not as good as I thought it was, but I think they're high.
That's not that much lower than Canada. Like we're what,
Yeah.
73% with 2 shots?
Yeah.
Like
It's
even only 80% with 1 shot, which you think about is like
that
1 out of every 5 people doesn't have a vaccine is kind of crazy.
that 10% still
Yeah.
makes a big difference though.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
geez.
that alone could be the difference in deaths, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, Florida's also probably like its poor population is probably a lot larger, and also like its non-white population is also considerably
Larger,
larger,
yeah.
which like social determinants of health and everything, especially
Yeah.
in the
Oh, yeah.
US. Like,
Yep.
yeah.
Shout out to this bro though. Totally getting vaxxed up.
Hell yeah.
I love that there's a little blur circle here. Like why? Oh no, he's
They don't want to
being
show they don't want to show the jokey pokey.
no penetration showed on screen. Absolutely no penetration.
Good old
This is a
American
it's a
puritanism.
softcore clip.
Hello, Elron.
Oh, hi.
What's up, Elron?
I see that you started ragging on my country without me.
Oh.
We'll be
Yeah, get
ragging on
wrecked.
our country soon enough. No
Wouldn't be
worries.
a rebel news stream without some good old American Canadian ribbing.
Although we're more like Florida ribbing here, so I don't know if you're of the vibe where Florida is still a part of your country or not, but I'll leave that.
And so far, the people who are talking want Florida to be seen as separate from the United States. So
it's kind of like your second cousin twice removed who has all the really bad takes, but they're still family. It's like that. That's Florida.
Fair. But at what point do you stop talking to that family member, and do they like eventually no longer become family? You know.
Long ago.
You know, again, I don't really pay attention to them. But you keep dragging them up and being like, "Yo, what's up with your boy?" I'm like, "It's not my boy. Get out of here."
in order to be able to maintain their policies of mandates, lockdowns, and all of the draconian measures they've taken. They need to instill fear. They need to downplay what, as you brought up, natural immunity. Scientists recognize it as a.
So just have to frame this here. Science does not recognize natural immunity as being better than the alternative. In fact, it doesn't last as long and is not as effective. So please get your vaccine. The other thing is I love. One second. I just.
They need to downplay what.
Oh, they have to create fear in order to like push these draconian positions, is what she just said. And like the thing that's really annoying there is like, if it really is something to fear, how else do you get the message across? You know what I mean? Like they're like, there's this disease coming. It quite potentially could kill a lot of us. And then, you know, that might be a factual statement. And then they're going to go, look at you using fear.
Fear.
It's just like, well, shouldn't we be motivated by the fear, though? Shouldn't that motivate us?
Not even just that. It's like, just if you just want to go purely like emotionless from like just data driven, it's like, we have this virus. Sure, the vast majority may not die from it, but there's going to be a lot of people that will die. Do you factor into that group, or do you know anyone that factors into that group?
Like,
guess what?
She's in Florida, and my guess is like if she's walking up to a beach and someone goes to her, "There's a shark in the water," I bet you her response is not going to be, "This is just a fear. You're trying to emotionally manipulate me with me for like fear, and you're trying to pass draconian measures like I can't go swim on this beach because of fear. So I'm going to go swim with that shark now," and then she dies.
Yeah.
My body, my choice.
Freedom.
Yeah. My body, my choice. If it's my body, if I want it to get eaten by a shark, I'm going to go out into that water.
It's going to be the shark's choice at a certain point too.
But again, this analogy falls flat because getting shark bitten isn't contagious.
True. We're specifically talking about the fear, whether you should be afraid of something or not, and whether that should be a motivating factor in your decision, you know?
And
it's like there's a giant meteor hurtling towards Earth. Should we do anything? Giant meteor. Are you trying to convince me and manipulate me using fear?
Jody, you're going too far out in space. We could just go right to what she was saying. She was fear-mongering about CRT and Marxism and
a person breaks into her home at gunpoint, is trying to rob her. You're just wanting me to hand over my cash by using fear to manipulate me into these draconian measures.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
As you brought up, natural immunity, scientists recognize it as a valid form of protection. And so I think that it really is about control at this point.
I mean, valid form of protection is doing a lot of lifting there.
Yeah, like you do get immunity too, but the problem is, by comparison, you have to get infected. Whereas the vaccine, it's like, oh, I might have a bit of a sore arm, or I might feel like a little bit of a fever or whatever, like a headache or whatever other bullshit. Cool, I'm going home for the day and come back tomorrow. I'll be good.
But again,
or a day after, whatever.
Yes, getting infected with, like, the implication there is that you will have to get the virus, which sucks, and you could suffer long-term consequences from like long COVID and stuff like this. But the other end of it is just like, there is also the evidence shows being vaccinated gives you better immunity.
Oh yeah,
longer lasting and more effective. So it's like
more robust overall. Yeah,
it's just such a bad argument.
And this will do a number of things that are very important. One, it will put into statute the Department of Education's
I forgot I was about to stop.
Yeah. They took a vaccine diversion.
Taxpayer dollars should be used to teach our kids to hate our country or to hate each other.
We're out here supporting.
Holy fuck, dude. Oh yeah. You're making me hate you a lot.
Again, we live in a free country where we should do whatever we want. So therefore, no taxpayer money should be invested in the specific things that I want to prevent people from being taught.
Well, they're not even going at the taxpayer part of it. They're like, we should not teach this.
No, well, he said it. He said no tax. So he doesn't mind private schools teaching it. He specifically said taxpayer-funded schools should not be teaching this woke shit to our kids, all right?
Wait a minute. I got an idea. You remember Teach the Controversy? I think we got in again. We got this.
We got it. Let's go.
What, Teach the
We're using their
Controversy?
tactics against them.
It just
it
it won't
was
work.
Sacrifice the
that?
integrity of science classrooms for
Yeah,
teaching about racism.
Benstein?
Amazing. Let's do it.
No, the Teach the Controversy?
Yeah, I thought
It was-
Elron just mentioned Stein, which is because wasn't it the Win Ben Stein's money dude was the guy like
Yeah.
Oh,
promoting
yeah,
intelligent
was.
design? Yeah.
I like how the only thing we know about Ben Stein is that he had money and he promoted Clear Eyes. That was it.
And he was in Ferris
Sweet.
Bueller's Day Off, right?
Was he?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's the famous because he does
the
that like
teacher.
Bueller.
Has anyone seen Bueller?
I think the other
That's-
thing that he's known for, I think he was like a speechwriter for Ronald Reagan. I think.
What a
jeez.
what a life.
He's been in more stuff, I'm pretty sure.
Oh yeah,
I can't put my finger on it, but I'm pretty sure he's in other stuff.
those are kind of like his more famous things.
You
Richard,
can't. Yeah, I don't think you can add Lifetime movies to your CV.
he worked at the White House under President Nixon. It wasn't even Reagan; it was Nixon.
That's
So,
almost worse.
Yeah.
You usually leave that off the CV too.
Yeah.
That doesn't go on the resume.
Dear Lord.
Governor DeSantis.
Honestly,
because Governor
I'd
DeSantis
rather work
is
for.
leading-
So I'd rather work for Nixon than Reagan, though.
Mm,
So that is a step up in my books.
It's complicated. They both
I
suck,
think it
but like
depends.
Nixon
I think it
was
depends
coerced
what-
a little bit more to do some good things because
Yeah.
because of the shitty
Yeah, didn't
things
he
was
start
doing.
the EPA?
Yeah, but it was in the time
Yeah.
period where he was being investigated, right? So it was like him trying to be like, look, I'm nice, don't impeach me.
Yeah, I'd say it would depend what department if would be better to work under, either Nixon or Reagan.
I mean, like part of it is like it's hard to judge Nixon's presidency on its own merits because of the scandal. You know what I mean? Like that had its own like leverage and implications on the totality of
like-
what happened. You know?
In like a post Bush and Trump era, it's like laughable the fucking Nixon scandal.
It's like on so many levels, especially like it's amazing to me how in some ways how little the January 6th thing has shifted right-wing opinion, where like the Nixon thing, the mere idea that he potentially had somebody bug a Democratic hotel room was enough to like get certain Republicans being like, oh, I don't know about this guy. That went a little too far.
Yeah, no doubt. If Trump did that, everyone would be like, yep, good. He's stopping us from the deep state.
Yeah. Well, don't you know he's working with the elites within the Q thing, and they're trying to stop the pedophiles. Don't you know?
That's why he was friends with Epstein, to help stop Epstein.
Yeah. I think that Ghislaine is innocent, all right? Ghislaine was clearly working within the deep state.
Oh,
I
man,
feel
this
like this is
president.
the kind of opinions this dude has. You should go to my hunting blog where I tell you all about the deep state conspiracies. I love my American voices right now are just top notch.
Yeah, I wouldn't say
Yeah,
that, but you know,
You're
you
kinda
you're
like-
doing work.
This guy's from Florida, but he grew up in Wisconsin too. That's Jody's accent.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's got the cheese accent going on.
He's like straight out of Rugrats, don't you know?
Slight
Oh,
Canadian
God.
tinge to it too.
Oh, listen.
Well, Wisconsin just is like American
Yeah,
Canada. So.
Yeah, no, yeah.
You might be American, Elron, but you're not this American, okay? It's a different type of American we're dealing with here. Let's hear what he has to say.
leading this country, and other states need to start following his example, and his example that other states have to start taking their leadership on their own, so they don't all keep moving into Florida.
just-
We love
Run
having
it
good
back.
conservatives come into Florida,
just
but we can't have
vapid.
the entire country moving here to Florida. So if other governors would start implementing the same policies Governor DeSantis has
I
implemented
noticed that
here in
accent
Florida,
you're mentioning,
then people
Jody.
could just stay home.
I really.
Jody, run it back and watch his I
wife's
assume
face?
his wife's face change. She's like stoked at the start. She's like, oh, he's killing it. And then she's just like, wait, what is he saying?
It's, again, the argument is pretty simple. He could have just been like, if other governors would be more conservative, we wouldn't have conservatives flooding our state. But like, why? But why is that a bad? Like, I guess he's like, I like other conservatives, but the more other conservatives are around, there's just too many of us. I don't know. Like, what is this argument? But yes, let's watch the wife here.
And other states need to start following his example, and his example that other states have to start.
I think she's distracted by something else.
Their leadership on their own, so they don't all keep moving into Florida. We love having good conservatives come into Florida, but we can't have the entire country moving here to Florida. So if other governors would start implementing the same policies Governor DeSantis has implemented,
so wait, he doesn't want more Americans in Florida?
Stay home.
I guess his worry is that all the conservatives will flood into Florida, and there will just be like take 50% of America and then just shove it all into Florida, and that's what he's worried about.
But that's what a lot of these people want. They want a conservative, complete conservative state or country. Like, what the hell?
His anti-immigration beliefs.
Yes. Thank you, Viano. Exactly where my mind went. I'm like, this guy must be so pro making less fortunate countries living conditions better, so they don't immigrate to the United States.
So it's like, he's so anti-immigrant. He's against Americans immigrating into his state.
And conservative Americans.
Yeah, it's like that's still confusing me, because it's like that by your standards, that's something you want, but then you don't want it. It's like, okay, your anti-immigration beliefs are that strong? Wow. Okay, I'm out.
And it's the idea too, is it's that same mindset of those conservatives living in blue states need to sort their own shit out first before they come living with us. They got to figure it out over there first.
Clean your room, bucko.
Go back to your own state.
Yes, Vienna.
We need the CIA and the OAS to intervene in Democratic-led states to prop up the Republicans, and then those authoritarian regimes can make sure that there are less migrants coming to Florida.
I see where you're going.
Where's the Lima group on this?
Nom's onto something too, I think.
Oh.
Maybe he's worried about voter efficiency and keeping the balance of the Electoral College? Then he should have said that. Instead, he was like, "There's too many coming here. They need to sort their shit out over there." This person is also a real winner. I can't even remember what he says, but I remember it being incoherent and fun. So here we go. This person.
You could just stay home.
I really enjoyed it. I really appreciate what the governor is working on. This Stop Woke Act will definitely give the protections for not only the students from being indoctrinated in the schools with this anti-white or racist ideology, which also, hurts both races.
I love.
What? What?
And wait, I'm sorry.
Elron.
Go ahead, Elron. No, you go, Elron.
No, I was just gonna say, I gotta say, as a black man, I'm not really hurting. I'm really not. I think it's just, it's not really hurting me at all. It's not hurting me to point out the slavery in the U.S.
You know
Down with the C words.
You know what struck me about that segment, or that guy's statement, is as soon as he said anti-white, he realized he gave the game away. Like, he spoke the subtext, and then was like, so he was like anti-white. I mean, well, it's like racist. It affects both races.
Yeah, you can just see the wheels in his mind just going overdrive.
Yeah. All right, I want to see it again, because I keep missing these little parts, these subtle cues.
Let's watch it again. It's so amazing.
You could just stay home.
I really enjoyed it. I really appreciate what the governor is working on. This Stop Woke Act will definitely give the protections for not only the students from being indoctrinated in the schools with this anti-white or racist ideology, which also, hurts both races.
I love.
Oh no! I said it out loud. Oh no!
I'm sorry, I've been kind of in and out. Has anyone discussed how like "stop woke" is like not any form of proper syntax? Like, in no sentence could you say that.
Well, it's supposed to be
Like
an
the
acronym.
"stop the woke agenda." Oh,
There,
is it? Okay, sorry, I missed it then.
Yeah,
My
I
bad.
can't even remember
there's
what the acronym is, but one of the sign like clearly has the periods, but the main sign on the podium does not have the periods. So it like, but I'm
Stop woke. Like you just learned English. Like
let me find
yeah,
what the acronym is here.
it's like I imagine as like being like a like put myself in the shoes of like someone who English wouldn't be a first language, and it's like,
exactly.
what the
That's what
fuck
it.
are these people talking about?
That's what
Like,
it's. Well, no, it screams to me that like
Well,
someone
Governor Ron
who
DeSantis
whose
announced a
Oh
English
no, it's
wasn't their
major
not.
first language named it.
yeah,
I can't find anyone spelling it like, and I'm not going to search for the bill itself, but like even so, it's W.O.K.E. So like my guess is it is an
yeah.
acronym. of
What's
some
the K? What's the K? That's what I want to know.
killing education. I don't know. Whites against killing education.
What?
I don't know.
That's...
I pulled that out of my ass.
Oh, okay.
That would be incredible if that's what it was. They couldn't work
Right.
the acronym, so they changed the A to an O in against. Against.
All right, I'm gonna look this up. Let's see if I could do this.
It's
You-
so crazy even just to see the footage where like all these people are just sitting together indoors unmasked. Like I don't know. It just seems
Yeah.
so foreign to like the current time. It's like when was this filmed? But no, it's just the States. It's
And
just Florida.
The woke act is Stop the Wrongs to Our Kids and Employees Act.
Wait, where's the K?
That's kids.
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 Oh, kids. Oh,
For
sorry.
fuck's sake, Canadian, can you learn to spell?
Say it again though. The wrongs.
To our kids and employees.
Okay,
Okay.
so the O is our.
Hour.
Yeah, that's
Oh, yeah.
So
Which-
2 doesn't get a letter.
no.
but
I know.
hour
Yeah,
does.
yeah. Incredible.
Weird.
Okay, let's find out what this lady has to say.
Also, hurts both races.
I love Governor DeSantis' stance on that and how he won't allow it in Florida schools, and that's basically why I live here and why I'm not moving.
I came to see DeSantis speak
Okay.
about CRT. I came with my parents. They got me into politics.
This is the
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, that's I'm
Oof.
sorry. Yes.
That's
I
not
hope
cool. That's not...
I hope you go to university and
Pick law?
well, I hope you get exposed to differing viewpoints and maybe
Oh,
hopefully
that's true, yeah.
unravel some of that indoctrination.
Oh,
That is my hope for
please.
you.
Yeah, please study history.
Yeah.
I came with my parents. They got me into politics.
This is the land of the free, the land of the brave, the land where people can take
Oh, you're doing 1984. You're
control
doing the
of
1984.
their lives, and
She's
by
mortified.
using and experiencing the freedom that we have here in America, everyone can succeed, and everyone has that same opportunity. Everyone from people who've come. Look at Barack Obama. Barack Obama,
These people
raised
don't
by a
know what
single
CRT
mother,
is.
became
It's so
president of the
painful.
United States. Everyone has that same opportunity.
Now,
Barack Obama.
God,
They're
it's always
just
got to
wait.
go back to Obama. Thanks,
I
Obama.
didn't hear anything he's saying because I'm just so entranced by his wife who's clearly on mushrooms.
That's the God, dude. Shut the fuck up. Just shut the. You're not helping. Shut the fuck up.
I'm trying to even like pick apart like the tiny threads here, which is that he somehow thinks that if it wasn't for all this like, it's the woke shit that's somehow keeping us back, which is why he's against it, and he wants us to have the freedom to like become things, and somehow America does this, and then he's like, well, look, America, we created Barack Obama. Barack Obama became president, but it's like Barack Obama also became president when CRT was still being taught at schools. So like, is the CRT holding us back or not? Like, I don't understand anything that came out of his goddamn mouth.
Not even that, too. It's like Trump was in office and he didn't block CRT. Why didn't he? I thought he was in charge.
Oh, we did. He blocked CRT with the 1776 commission, didn't you know?
Oh, jeez.
But also, CRT wasn't a huge talking point. It was a talking point in like the last year of his presidency.
What is this Wisconsinite thing you're doing? Don't you know? Is it just like rubbing off? What is this?
I don't know. Like
He said too much cheese. He said too much cheese.
Too much cheese, don't you know?
I don't know. There was something about some of their voices that had that intonation, and it just got into my head, and then I couldn't unhear it.
Like a southern Wisconsinite. I couldn't even imagine what that sounds like.
Which state? Tell us from your American knowledge. Which state is the Wisconsin of the South?
Oh, the Wisconsin of the South. Oh,
Maybe
that's
like
a good
Arkansas.
question.
Is that even in the South? I don't know.
Arkansas, yeah, I think Arkansas is too far west to be
Okay.
the South. But it's weird because like there are a lot of like more western states that are still southern, like Oklahoma, for example. Like that is the South of the Midwest, 100%. But the Wisconsin of the South has got to be. God, honestly, I would say it's Tennessee because
I was gonna say Tennessee or Kentucky.
What is here's a better question. What is the
Okay.
Louisiana of the North?
Louisiana. It's just
Maine.
Louisiana.
Yeah, nothing
Maine.
compares.
It's
nothing
Maine?
compares to Louisiana.
Yeah, francophones. Come on.
No, Maine
Yeah.
is too pure to be Louisiana.
Like if we're doing
Louisiana
it based
has, like, the
solely on a
highest per capita
francophone
prison
accent.
population in the world.
Maybe Rhode Island. Rhode Island's the Louisiana
Of the North.
of the
Okay.
North. Yeah, and then Delaware can be the Mississippi.
I was gonna say maybe Jersey because of all the pollution. Is
Fair
Jersey
enough. Yeah, let's
polluted?
make New Jersey the Mississippi of the North. I'm good with that.
Okay.
Fuck that city. You're not even a state. Fuck that city.
Oh my god. There was some analysis of exit polls of where the GOP won during the recent midterm elections, in which CRT was cited as the top issue. Yeah, it's we've what was like the one person we showed the clip of it too, where the dude was just like, he's like, yeah, I don't like that CRT stuff. They're teaching it to our kids. And then the person asks, do you know what the CRT is? And then he's like, I don't want to say because I don't know too much about it. I just know I don't want it being taught to my kids, you know?
Yeah, it's like, oh my god.
Hold on, I got a bone of contention here because Arkansas is literally directly above Louisiana, and you're telling me it's too far west to be the South?
Uh-oh.
I mean, it's like, it's starting to become the heartland more than the South. It's like, it's on
I
the cusp.
suppose. Was it not a Confederate state?
Yeah, but the South, I think the South cutoff is like the Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, Louisiana sort of thing. Arkansas might be included into that, I think, but like.
All right, carry on. Sorry, I'm drinking for the first time in like 3 months tonight. So
I don't like
mind me.
it. I just don't consider Arkansas
Let's be
real. Really?
I was just gonna say they probably have
It's
like
not
a
a
really
state.
tiny population as well.
I feel like, with the exception of like the coastal ones, the Mississippi River is kind of like the dividing line. Although Missouri's south, right?
It's right above Arkansas.
Yeah, it's right above
between
Arkansas.
Illinois and Arkansas.
Like I think I'm still I think of the South as like the Southeast, right? So
Yeah, okay.
The Mississippi Delta, like after that, like no.
Yeah.
So Texas
No,
is
east of
not
the
the South.
Mississippi. Yeah.
Texas is the South, but it's like Texas is its own thing. Let's be real.
Yeah.
True,
Like-
true. It's Mexico.
It's like New Mexico. It shouldn't be here.
All of those areas are just Latin America plus, including Florida. Like,
I had to pour myself a new
quite
drink.
literally, because like that's part of the like origin of the term
this
Latin
is-
America was Napoleon being like, yeah, we're all the same. France, Portugal, Spain. Yeah, I conquered the hearts of your empire type of thing, and now I'm claiming all of the Spanish and Portuguese empires too. But you know, it's all Latin America. We all are Latin.
There's this lighting designer who works at the theater I work at who had this awesome shirt that said "Make Texas Mexico Again."
Oh god.
Oh
It's
yeah.
amazing.
I've seen that before.
To be fair to Muta, I'm doing a bit more deep diving. Yes, I think most people would consider Arkansas part of the South, but fuck them. Fuck that native state.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Hey, I can't argue that.
I
Fuck
think
that.
Carry on.
Eric even agrees in the chat. So I think it's now the official stance of our podcast. Maybe we need to create like
Okay.
one of the notifications for it, which is that Arkansas, the like exclamation mark Arkansas will elicit not real. And
Hello, my rebels. Hello, my rebels. I'm a good boy. I'm a weirdo.